Hey, this is Mr. Neely. I'm going to show you how to find a missing part given the volume. We have a word problem here. Samuel has an ant farm. That's an ant farm. The volume is given to us as 375 cubic inches. That's the total amount. The width of the ant farm is 2.5 inches and the length is 15 inches. What is the height of Samuel's ant farm? Well, to find out the missing part, we need to actually use the formula. Now, get in the habit of always writing down the formula. This helps you to remember how to actually memorize the formula. Volume of a rectangular prism is length times width times height. Now, we'll put in the missing or the information we actually have. If you look back in the information, it says Samuel has an ant farm that has 375 cubic inches. So we know under the volume we'll substitute 375 for the volume. Now you also see that the ant farm has a width of 2.5. So under the W, I'll put 2.5. I will substitute that. And then it says the length is 15. So under the L, I'll put 15. And then I'll write all the other information in as well. Now I'm going to do what I can do before I try to solve this. Remember, we're solving this. It looks like an equation. That's because it is. A formula is an equation. How do we know it's an equation? It has an equal sign. So I'm going to do what I can do. I'm going to actually multiply these two numbers. Well, I can't do that in my head, so I'm going to come over here on the side and do a little scratch work. Now, I'm going to put the 2.5 on the top because the 1.5, the 15 is just a 1 and a 5. So it's 1, and I like ones on the bottom. Ones and zeros are my friend. So now let's multiply. We're going to multiply 5 times 5 and get 25. Carry the 2 over. 5 times 2 is 10. Add the 2 and you get 12. We're going to scratch through the 2 since we're going to start on the tens place. 1 is in the tens place, so we need to put 0 below the ones place to hold its place. Now, 1 times 5 is 5. 1 times 2 is 2. We have our two products. We're going to add those together. We got 5. 2 plus 5 is 7. And 1 plus 2 is 3. Now, before you start trying to just drag this number over here, remember, there was a decimal point here. We pull it back. In our products, or in our two factors, there's only one decimal point. We pull it back all the places it makes this to become a whole number. Then we come down here and we put it back. If there was one up here and one here, we had to come back 2 places and come back here and put back 2. But this time we have to do one of them. So now I'm going to rewrite this information. We have 3, 37 and 5/10 times h is equal to 375. Now, I like my equations to have the letter on the left. We talked about this before. So I'm going to put 37.5 on the left times 5, or times h, is equal to 375. Now, to solve an equation, remember, we need to circle the variables so we'll know what we're trying to isolate. We need to put a line down so we'll know that we need to get everything on the other side away from that equal marks, or away from the variable. Now, the opposite of multiplying this is the inverse operation part. This is step number 3. Is to divide. So we're going to divide both sides by 37.5 to get rid of it on this side. And now we have to do some longhand division, but it actually looks pretty easy because these are the same digits, so I can probably guess in my head what it's going to be, but I'm going to do it this way. So we put 37 and 5/10 on the outside. Since we're dividing this by this, 375 on the inside. You could probably guess what the answer is in your head. Now, anytime we divide by a decimal, we need to move the point back to make the divisor into a whole number. This does not need to be a whole number. This needs to be a whole number. If we move it on the outside, we have to move it on the inside the same number of times. There's a decimal point behind every whole number. Move it back one time, and to put something in its place, we need to put a 0. Then we drag the decimal point to the top. All right, 375 will not go into 3. It will not go into 37, but it will go into 375 one time. 1 times 375 is 375. Well, that's very nice. It's going to actually cause this to become 0. And now we have one more decimal place, one more place value. 375 goes into 0, 0 times. All right? So our answer is 10. We don't need to put the decimal point since it comes out to be a whole number. If we needed to keep on going, we would need that decimal point. So in our answer, we have h is equal to 10. The height of this ant farm is 10 inches. So remember, when you're trying to find a missing part, you're actually going to end up solving. So you're going to have to simplify. In this situation, you're multiplying, you're combining like terms. You're going to have to do the process of when you actually want to get the h and everything to the left side, you want the letter to the left, then you need to start the process of solving. You need to circle the variable, put a line down, do inverse operations, and make sure you do it to both sides. All right? If you have any questions, let me know on Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday, and have a great day.